Hello everyone, in this video let's go through some of the questions that were asked on the community recently. This first question is from Alexander, and Alexander is asking about each user should see only his task. Now in Jira there is a concept of security level, and using security level you can actually set the security of each and every issue in your project. You might be familiar with permissions in Jira, and permissions work mostly on the project. You do have some global permissions that are across your Jira instance, but with the help of project permissions you can set the permissions on the project. But there is also a concept of security levels, and these security levels will help you in mostly hiding the issue from a specific user or from other users in the instance of Jira. Now, if you are looking for a situation where you want to hide, let us say, one issue or maybe multiple issues from everyone else, you want to be selective, you can actually use the security level to basically achieve this requirement where you have only one or two users who can view the issue. So in this case, the answer is that you can rely on the security levels. The next question is from Khalid Chaudhary, and Khalid is asking about I need to be able to construct or constrict the movement of a ticket across Jira board. Now, if you read this question is also related to a board, and Khalid is asking about that in his board he wants to basically restrict the movement of those cards from one swim lane to another swim lane, or maybe basically the requirement is that you should not be able to move the ticket to a specific status or a column where or unless some requirement is fulfilled. Now, when you're working on a board, you have, of course, various columns, and you can move issues from one column to a different column. And you can only do that if your workflow allows you to basically have this transition from one status to another status. Now, if your workflow has this transition and you basically fulfill the conditions, because in workflows we also have the concept of conditions that you can apply on the transitions, and if the condition is true, then you can make a transition. So first of all, you need to have a transition, and second, you need to have some fulfillment of these conditions to be in place so that you can make a transition. So the board that you are talking about is only going to reflect what your workflow tells you to do. For example, if you don't have a transition from let us say in progress to on hold status, then you won't be able to do this transition even on the board. You can't drag an issue from in progress column to, let us say, on hold column. But if you have this transition in the workflow, you can make this movement on the board provided the condition fulfills. So you can have a condition in your workflow that can actually stop you from making this transition. So for this particular requirement where Khalid wants to restrict the movement of the issue or the card from one column to another column, he can definitely use workflow conditions. So these are the two questions that I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you very much.